looks like a mission impossible, but there is always that big punch. It's his 86th fight tonight. He's got 68 knockouts on his record, and he was, remember, world champion in 96, 97. He won 4 world championship fights, all by stoppage. But how much is left, and should he be in there with De La Hoya?
Well, I don't think he should be. He's getting a good chance, isn't he? A marvelous chance to get some money, but it's a very tough call for Yuri Campas.
De La Hoya is about to make what will be a film star style entrance. Even for a fight perceived to be something of a mismatch, they're expecting 500,000 people in the United States to pay $50 pay-per-view to see that. That would generate £25 million, which is how they come to be paying De La Hoya $11 million for this. Yes, 11 million. That's twice as much as Lennox Lewis got for fighting David Tuerclair.
I know, it's amazing, but it's all about box office. And one thing about Oscar De La Hoya is he is box office. People want to see him in the ring with anybody.
He's also earning 10 times what the owner of the Kentucky Derby winner today earned. Funny side. It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is. But I mean, you just got to look around you. It's a crammed arena. Everybody's here to see Oscar De La Hoya.
Well, he seems to have it all, doesn't he? Seems to, but he's interesting to read the book about him, where he is portrayed up until a few years ago, until he married, as a lonely figure who got anxious, nervous, panicky about the whole business. Now he says he's in love with it. Let's see what he does tonight.
Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino of Las Vegas. Top Rank Incorporated, in association with your undisputed, undefeated King of Beers, Budweiser, is proud to present 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC, WBA, Junior Middleweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission Chairman Dr. Luther Mack, Executive Director Mark Ratner, the 3 judges at ringside scoring this contest on the 10-point system will be Hubert Earl, Tommy Kazmara, and Paul Smith. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Vic Dracula. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trim with green and weighing in 153 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 80 victories, including 68 knockouts against 5 defeats. From Navajo, Mexico, the challenger, former junior middleweight champion of the world, Yuri Boy and his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks and weighing in officially at 154 pounds. He captured Olympic gold in 1992 and now has a professional record consisting of 35 victories, including 28 knockouts with only 2 defeats, and he has consistently been rated among the best fighters in the world. From East Los Angeles, the former junior lightweight, former lightweight, former super lightweight, and former 2-time welterweight champion of the world, the reigning, defending, junior middleweight champion of the world, El Niño de Oro, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
Incredible.
All right,
De La Hoya.
this is for both the WBC and the
23 world
WBA
title
super
fights.
welterweight titles. You've received your instruction in the dressing room. Again, I want to caution you. Any punches below this point are going to be called low. Any punches below this point are going to be called low. With that, are there any questions from the challengers? Any questions from the champion? All right, remember, back here. Obey my commands, protect yourselves at all times. Go back to your corner.
Complacency could be a danger for Oscar De La Hoya here. He admitted that in the build-up to this fight, he found it hard to get motivated for the training for the first month. But he's come in bang on the weight, and he sounded ready when we spoke to him this week. De La Hoya in the black trunks here, the 5-weight world champion, in with Yuri Boy Campas, the former IBF light middleweight champion from the mid-1990s, getting this late chance of some glory. But it really would be one of the biggest sensations of the modern era if he was to beat De La Hoya here. And there's been a clash of heads already. Campas's left eye. Can't see a cut, but it was a nasty little bang.
And that's just what can happen in a fight. So soon they bang heads, and that would be disastrous for De La Hoya.
De La Hoya's had his usual preparation in Big Bear. His trainer Floyd Mayweather Sr. saying that as long as we use our speed and give Campas angles, don't give him any chance at all to detonate the big punches, it should be an easy night.
Well, I was in Big Bear with him a couple of weeks ago, watched De La Hoya spot. Didn't look too impressive on that day, so I wonder how hard it really has been for him to get into shape for this fight.
He's had so many big fights, hasn't he, through his career? Always stepped up to the plate, as they say over here. De La Hoya never shirked a challenge. The only guy I can think of who he hasn't fought, who he perhaps should have done, is Ronald Winky Wright. I think the big problem, for Campas in this fight, well, he's got a few, but speed is one of them, isn't it?
I think that, yeah, that's definitely one of them. And already shown his speed, De La Hoya moving around the ring, just using the jab and the occasional sharp right hand. Campas carrying the left, just a bit low.
Oh, look at that. There's class from De La Hoya. Beautiful combination. Campas Bermudez, there's never been much head movement from him. His nose is a real boxer's nose he's got when you're close up to him.
Well, these are what the crowd have packed in here for, to see the skills of Oscar De La Hoya.
Well, they'd pay to see De La Hoya fighting against one of the casino cleaners here, wouldn't they? It is a showcase kind of atmosphere. It's almost like, I don't know, you just pay for De La Hoya and see him against anybody, really. But you never know in boxing, do you? You just never know.
That's exactly right. In fairness, the amount of times he has been in with the good fights, he does deserve to have easier defenses.
De La Hoya is pretty aware that this is kind of a no-win situation for him ahead of his September bid for revenge against Sugar Shane Mosley, who's at ringside tonight. Well, he did what he had to do in that first round, De La Hoya. Gave him lots of angles, peppered him, and there was one memorable combination.
Good round. You box real good. Just keep boxing like that, man. You're gonna break him down here in a minute.
No, they're pretty happy with him. He's beaten Jorge Paez, Rafael Ruelas, Leija, Julio Cesar Chavez, Ike Quarty, Pernell Whitaker, Fernando Vargas, and so on and so on. 14 world champions he's beaten.
I know, it really is unbelievable. And you look at him, and, he looks like a film star in the corner. On the other hand, we're looking at Yuri Boy Campas. His face tells an altogether different story. There's the clash of heads, and Campas just feeling above the eye. Maybe thought he might have picked up a cut there.
Campas from Navajoa in Mexico. He's a part Navajo Indian. He used to wear feathers into the ring, but he seems to have dropped that gimmick for this fight. I must say he looked in terrific shape at the weigh-in, didn't he, last night, Campas? He's obviously prepared really well for this.
Well, there's a bit of Latino pride there. Two Mexicans. De La Hoya, obviously, with the American living in Los Angeles. Solid little right hand from De La Hoya.
He's really picking his punches well, De La Hoya. say he's using the right hand more than he used to. Did against Vargas. Didn't want him to become a purely left-hand sort of fighter. Relying a lot on the left hook and left jab in some of the earlier fights. As the critics say, as a welterweight in the big fights, he went 2-2, didn't he? The one against Whittaker and Quarte, and lost to Trinidad and Mosley.
Yeah, but both their losses were very, very close, weren't they? And he'd love to avenge them both.
And he gets the chance to avenge one of them in a few months' time. Unless it all goes out the window tonight, of course.
Well, it's not over till he gets Campas out of there. And Campas looks strong, walking forward, taking the punches De La Hoya has to offer.
De La Hoya's already throwing some really classy shots. 30-1 on with the Las Vegas odds layers, and Campas 15-1 against. It's the longest odds for a really big fight since Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson back in 1990 in Tokyo, and we know what happened there.
Well, he's looking for that good left hook. Campas getting through with a few shots. Nice body shot went in.
De La Hoya doesn't want to get trapped in a corner where Campas can maybe unload that famed left hook of his. He did really shake up Daniel Santos in a fight. He lost all the way apart from that. You and I saw that one, Glenn. Good body shot there from Campas.
Well, one thing Campas can do in that punch, De La Hoya can't afford to really stand around too close in with Campas.
Just employing the tactics you'd expect De La Hoya. Again, a lovely, sumptuous combination. Just subtle little switches of the angles, and then using the hand speed and class to do the rest of it.
Pretty good left hooks from Campas in close there. Still looking to put the pressure on De La Hoya.
And a little right over the top as well. Campas just getting a little bit closer to De La Hoya. It was De La Hoya's round in a big way, but Campas had his moments there.
Log on to toprank.com or mbfight.com to order your Night of Champions fight gear. From t-shirts to hats to windbreakers,
well,
place your order now. Log on to toprank.com or mbfight.com.
From the Bob Arum team here for the international audience.
Just a little something to make a little bit more money.
And everybody around the hotel's wearing them as well. They sell it all.
Well, you really get the cash where they can when you've got to pay De La Hoya 11 million.
And he's already earned more money than any man in history outside the heavyweight division. De La Hoya doesn't need to be fighting. He says he's carrying on just for the love of boxing now. But I don't suppose he'll be turning the paycheck away.
No, I don't think so. He does love boxing. You know, really, it is a real passion. Says that, you know, he's going to continue boxing for the rest of his life in some role or another.
He says he's going to be the new Bob Arum, doesn't he? He's already got his own promotional company. Cut a record as well. He is a one-man industry. I asked him this week what was his greatest quality as a fighter, and he thought about it a long time. He said the left jab.
Well, he might need that a bit more in this fight. Campas is getting close.
Kind of walked into the left hook and then fired back De La Hoya as if to say, yeah, you might have caught me one, but I'm still the boss in there. Time out here as heads banged together again there.
Just a gum shield coming out, just a corner, giving it a wash and replacing it.
De La Hoya has been boxing since he was 6 years old. Great right hand, he's knocked out Campas's gum shield again with the sheer force of the shot. And there was a lull, and so there'll be another little stoppage while that gum shield is put back in. Some of the crowd are booing because they think Campas spat it out to get some rest, but he definitely didn't.
Certainly didn't. That was a cracking right hand from De La Hoya. And Campas may have to glue that gum shield in if these punches keep going in.
Brilliant work, this left jab, and then these ferocious right hands from De La Hoya. Few people think if he'd used the right hand more earlier on in his career, he might have been a bit more of a knockout artist than he has been. Instead, there'd have to be a point in this contest where he stood toe-to-toe with Campas, which wouldn't be the required strategy against a huge puncher usually. Campas, a little bit of success again.
De La Hoya with the hands down, didn't really need to be doing that with somebody who scored 68 knockouts in his career.
Trying carefully to move away from the left hand for the most part, De La Hoya.
Just getting the warning for using the shoulder, pushing Campas off.
Campas, the grizzled, leather-skinned veteran.
Good defensive work from De La Hoya there, just moving the head enough to make Campas miss wildly.
Oh, again, did the gum shield come out again there? I think it did, from yet another shot from De La Hoya. Now the crowd are losing patience with this. They think De La Hoya is doing it to buy some time. It is sometimes a little ruse that pro fighters use, but I think in each occasion that it's happened here, it's been because of De La Hoya's snappy punching. He's picking some of these shots beautifully, isn't he?
Yes, he is. The crowd really, really enjoying seeing these combinations from De La Hoya.
De La Hoya coming off a great win over Fernando Vargas last time, and he stopped him late on. And producing one or two electric moments here as well. There's Sugar Shane Mosley, who says he'll be right back to his best for the De La Hoya fight. Remember, he beat him last time, and it was a case of Mosley coming on strong in the second half of that fight, but he's not looked quite the same since then. But then, no, maybe it was just a case of Vernon Forrest having his number.
Yep, maybe could be. But styles make fights, and Mosley, De La Hoya one was a very good one last time. I'm sure will be even more exciting next time around.
My money would be on De La Hoya.
Mine too. He really wants to get this revenge.
Put the match on him right there, then drop the right hand, okay? Come on.
De La Hoya, his first world championship was at super featherweight, 9 stone 4. Here he is at 11 stone, and he says yes, he would go to middleweight, 11-6, to fight Trinidad, to fight Bernard Hopkins. And that would make it 6 world championships. That would overtake Sugar Ray Leonard and Thomas the Hitman Hearns.
And he won that first world title fight in his 12th fight. Really, it's been an unbelievable career for De La Hoya.
Round 4. De La Hoya switches it to the body. One of the most impressive things about De La Hoya in his career has been that he can switch strategies to win. He can box or brawl, either way. Go toe-to-toe with you or outsmart you.
Well, I think that's what people like. He's not just a pretty boy. You know, he's tough. He'll stand and he'll have a fight.
Probably he's at the peak of his popularity as well. I think there was a time when people thought he was something of a media creation and a bit overhyped, but I think they now accept he is the real deal. Oh, look at this again.
Yeah, right to the body, left to body, then right and left to the head. He's showing the variety he has. The Campas can be dangerous with those body shots, looking for that left hook to the body.
Walking forward all the time, the only way he knows how. But I don't think magic potions are going to help Yuri Boy Campas in there at the moment.
But he's still there, Ian, and still looking strong, still, you know, a menace to De La Hoya.
Just trying to break him up bit by bit, De La Hoya. And maybe later on, he'll look to finish it. The betting line on this fight locally in Vegas is, would it go 6.5 rounds or not? Good uppercut on the inside from Campas there. De La Hoya's hit him with a lot of shots, but Uriboy keeps on coming.
Yes, he does keep on coming. Still looking pretty strong. Still plenty fight in Campas.
Bags of pride as well. Fact of the matter is he hasn't won a major fight since 1998. Uriboy Campas. But I think when you've had 85 fights, and this is number 86, you deserve the payday here, if nothing else. And he's fighting with plenty of pride. He's getting there with a few body shots as well.
Yes, he does deserve it. He's had a long and tough career.
And again, the gunshots come out. Now this time, to save him from the crowd, the bell goes. Let's get the views of Wayne McCulloch. What do you think so far, Wayne?
This is tough. He's coming forward, taking every shot. De La Hoya is very hard. He's picture perfect every time. He lands it clean. He's moving backwards, dropping his hands, being cocky. His jab's never out of Campas' face, and it's winning the fight.
It is a hiding to nothing job this for De La Hoya, but he's managing to look good and impressive, isn't he?
He's looking impressive. The fight's went a bit longer than I thought it would go. But he's looking really good. He can box, he can fight, he moves good. And it looks like he can take Campas out at any time.
See any dangers at all for De La Hoya?
He's blocking that left hook pretty good. Campas throws a double left hook with a head and batting. And De La Hoya covers up pretty well inside. So he's smart enough in there. He knows what he's doing. He's just trying to get the big win.
Thanks, Wayne. Yeah, we've talked about Campas's puncher's chance, but of course De La Hoya's been in with big punches before, isn't he? Corte, Trinidad, and managed fine.
Yes, he's got a very good defense. He's also got plenty heart and a good chin himself. To do what he's done, you have to.
Round 5. Black trunks, remember, De La Hoya. Can't think that you need the identification. Ooh, head rocked back. Now De La Hoya suddenly produces a cameo of brilliance.
Well, it really is breathtaking, isn't it, when you see what he can do in the ring, when he lets those combinations go, the speed and the accuracy that he throws them.
Tell you the thought that crosses my mind, Glenn, and that is, what a shame that Oscar De La Hoya and Roy Jones aren't close enough in weight for the two of them to get together. What a fight.
That's right, it really would be, wouldn't it? Two super skilled, good punching fighters.
As it is, Roy Jones is moving up to heavyweight permanently, it seems.
Wouldn't it have been great to see the De La Hoya in the Sugar Ray Leonard era as well?
Well, the guy who says he'd love to fight was Duran. He said that would have been an incredible occasion. I'm not disagreeing.
Me neither.
Yeah, it would have been good if De La Hoya was around with that lot, wouldn't it? Leonard, Duran, Hearns. Oh, there's another right hand, beautifully picked. He's hardly missed with some of these power shots, De La Hoya, tonight.
Well, Campas isn't the hardest to miss. He's pretty upright, head in the air.
But he can't get rid of him, can he?
No, he can't, and maybe he's not trying that hard just yet, just trying to soften him up. I think he knows Campas is still pretty tough, and he'll be able to feel how much fight's still in him.
A little right cross from De La Hoya. Campas, of course, was in one of the great fights of the 90s. It only lasted 4 rounds, but it was wild while it lasted against Felix Trinidad. In fact, every time he's lost Campas, he has been stopped. 5 occasions in trouble here now. De La Hoya senses it and goes for the finish. Campas has taken a lot. He's puffed up around the face. Another right hand rocks his head back.
Well, that head has really been knocked about, hasn't it? Keeps it too high, that chin.
It's amazing to think that Campas is really a year older, that's all, than De La Hoya, but light years older in fight terms.
De La Hoya starting to get to him now, starting to pick it up, and Campas feeling the the power of De La Hoya.
Going exactly to script so far for Oscar De La Hoya, and he's now really softening up Yuri Boy Campas.
Right here, You're looking beautiful, baby. You're looking beautiful.
I think the fans are getting what they came to see. It's not a competitive fight in the way of a fight against the Vargas or a Forte, but they came here to see De La Hoya looking good and classy and brilliant, and they've seen plenty of that.
Yes, I think that's what they want. They want to see an exhibition of his skills. They want to see what he can do, you know, when he's in with this caliber fighter. And remember, Campas is still a good fighter. But look, when he puts them together, he really does. Look at the eyes. You know, when he sees he's got his man hurt, really so focused.
You may be looking at a fighter at the very peak of his powers. Sixth round. We're going to miss him when he's gone if he's serious about his announcement that he won't box beyond the end of next year.
Well, I think we're still in store for some good fights. Look at that.
Brilliant punch. Hardly travelled 6 inches. But it sent the sweat spraying from the head of Campas. He's shown a lot of heart. He's been willing, Campas, but he's very, very heavily outclassed here. And the fact of the matter was, going into this, Campas had one way to win it with his punch. De La Hoya had 1,000 ways.
Well, De La Hoya will still be happier when he's got Campas out of there. And we can look forward to Shane Mosley in September.
Again, Campas takes a furious combination and still wants to come forward. What do I have to do, De La Hoya must be thinking, to end the argument? Body shot went low from Campas. Keep them up, says Vic Draculic, the referee. De La Hoya makes little of it.
Well, De La Hoya, when he puts those combinations together, he's like a drummer beating out the rhythm. It's just, you know, fast and furious.
But this is one fighter that he cannot afford to switch off against at all. Listen to the crowd. Some of them are on their feet as De La Hoya put together there, what was that, 12-punch combination?
Well, this is what I used to see from a Sugar Ray Robinson or Sugar Ray Leonard, these combinations, and the crowd love it.
They really do.
Campas still there, comes back for more.
Time out here. Again, the gum shield.
1 point.
Had come loose somewhere.
1 point. Keep that in your mouth.
Dr. Point for losing that gum shield.
Yep, he's deducting him a point.
All right, right down.
For that.
Box.
Maybe he felt that time he really did spit it out.
Well, I think they both change his gum shields because they keep coming out, but both gum shields are ill-fitting. I think the top and bottom guard very, very big, and you know, he didn't seem to be able to breathe, and his mouth open. Campas.
Not all of those got through in that combination from De La Hoya. Some sensational punches in bunches from the 5-weight world champion. Two left hooks, right hand.
He shrieks from the crowd.
And Campas goes back to the corner, and he's taking so many. It is a sustained beating for him. He's way out of his league, isn't he, really?
Well, he is. I hope he's getting paid well for this, because he's really having to take an awful lot.
Tenemos que tratar de sacar el coraje con el que trabajamos tanto. Hazlo por tu familia, por tus hijos, por tus hijos. ¿Sabes qué? No estás sacando nada que no hayamos practicado en el gimnasio. Si te manejas para atrás, te vuelvo a repetir lo mismo.
Yeah, there might have to come a point sometime soon where the referee says, that's about enough of it.
Well, I think so. I don't think, you know, he can take that much more of shots like this. You know, these are really rocking the head about. That's dangerous, you know.
Seconds down, let's go, go.
It's just the hand speed and technical brilliance of De La Hoya.
I think what De La Hoya needs to do now is maybe not look for so much speed or throw as many punches. Look for a bit more power. Sit down on the legs.
Most forecasters were thinking this fight would end around this time in predicting it. This is round 7. De La Hoya, just for a moment, seeming to take a little break, but always conscious that the fans expect a performance, and he's not really disappointed them tonight.
No, he got caught with 1 from Campas, come back with 4 of his own.
But when you're fighting a big puncher, a guy with 68 knockouts, I guess the lights always have to be on red alert, don't they, Glenn?
Always, right to the final bell. Yeah, he can still be able to pull one out. He is a terrific puncher. De La Hoya can never really afford to relax.
Campas, who's been a pro since he was 15 years old. And De La Hoya hits him with a really solid left hook, and Campas shakes his head at him in defiance, as if to say, you can keep on hitting me with those if you like. Another timeout. Has he lost the gum shield again? He has. How many have they got in that corner? They're trying all sorts of gum shields.
Well, they've got 2, and one comes out, the other one's ready. I think you've got to have two mouth guards in the corner, and they certainly need them in this one.
Maybe they haven't invented one that can take these kind of combinations and stay in.
Well, if you look, you see the mouth of Campas is open. He's having trouble. That gum shield's too big for his mouth.
He's already had a point deducted because of the recurring problem. It's a beautifully picked right hand. De La Hoya seems to see angles that other fighters just don't see at all.
Well, he's got the speed, he's got the knowledge, the experience, and the talent to pull all of that off.
Again, a shake of the head from Campas, and they're going to call it off. I think here the corner of Campas are saying that's enough. He has been retired by his own corner. I think that's a compassionate decision. No protest from Campas. De La Hoya has his win. There are some people booing in the arena, but really you can have no sympathy with them at all. De La Hoya was just handing out a very, very classy beating to Yuri Boy Campas, and I'm entirely in agreement with the decision of the corner to pull him out.
Yeah, me too. I think that was the right decision. I mean, Campas, you know, they can't worry about the crowd. There's De La Hoya's wife. She's pretty happy at his performance.
The big betting line here is, would the fight go 6.5 rounds? I'm not sure what the timing is where the Campas corner pulled him out of the fight.
Fernando Vargas does not look too impressed, and the crowd's not impressed at seeing his face.
De La Hoya gets the victory that was expected from him tonight, and he did it in the style of a man who was 30-1 on. It was a no-win fight for him, but somehow this is a man who always manages to come out with positive PR no matter what the situation, and I thought he fought really excellently tonight.
And the punch stats we got here, Ian, 264 landed for De La Hoya, 75 for Campas.
Wow, that must be the biggest margin in a long, long time in a World Championship fight. The WBC and WBA light middleweight titles stay with Oscar De La Hoya. And really, he carried that out to perfection. And you have to say, he was in with an opponent who really shouldn't have been there. But I think you've got to say too to Yuri Boy, after 85, 86 fights tonight, well, he deserved the payday. And De La Hoya too, I'd also make the point, he's had so many big fights, he's never shirked anybody. He deserves the odds-off one.
Seeing that the challenger's corner was stepping up to call a halt to the fight on their own, stopped this contest at 2 minutes and 54 seconds of round number 7. The winner and still the unified WBA WBC Junior middleweight champion of the world, El Niño de Oro, the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya wins the 266th fight of his career, amateur and pro.